To start off any density problem, I'm first going to write my density equation, so you can remember that as either a plain old density is equal to mass divided by volume. You can remember it as density is equal to my broken heart equation. Boom. Or you can draw a little triangle like this and put density is equal to mass divided by volume. So any of these three ways, I prefer this way just because I've done it so long that now I'm just like, oh yeah, mass over volume. But the broken heart equation of mass divided by volume is very helpful, or the little triangle also helped me a lot starting off with density. Okay, so I've identified my density equation, I've written it down, I'm ready to get started. So I have a rock with a volume of 15 centimeters cubed. So I'm going to highlight one of my variables, volume 15 centimeters cubed, and mass of 45 grams. So I'm going to check to see if these are the correct units for density. So I see that centimeter cubed passes the volume check, and 45 grams passes the mass check. So for mass, I will always have grams, and for volume, I will always have either milliliters or centimeter cubed. These are the same unit, it's just how you find them that represents the different type of unit. Okay. And then it's asking me what is a density. Okay, so I'm going to use my density equation. So write your variables. Okay, so my volume is equal to 15 centimeters cubed. My mass is equal to 45 grams. Those are my two variables. I did that, check. Identify the equation. Well, I wrote it up here, so I'll write it again. Density is equal to mass divided by volume. Check. And now I'm going to solve. I have to plug stuff into my equation. So density is what I'm trying to find. So density is equal to, I know my mass is 45 grams, divided by volume is 15 centimeters cubed. So then, if you know what 45 divided by 15 is, then amazing. If you don't, that's okay. 45 divided by 15 is 3. So this is equal to 3, and you're not done yet. Remember, you have to put the units. So what are the units? Grams divided by centimeter cubed. And that is your density for question 1. So now I'm going to move on to question number 2. The density of pure solid copper is, so now they're giving me the density. I'm starting off with the density. I check my units for density. Grams, that passes, check. Milliliters, passes, check. Grams and milliliters are appropriate and the correct units to use for density. So what volume? They're asking me about volume this time. Does 500 grams, so I am assuming that this is a mass because it has grams as a unit of copper occupy. Okay, so write your variables. Okay, so density is equal to 8.94 grams per milliliter. And then I don't know my volume, so it's probably what I'm going to have to find. And my mass is 5,000 grams. Okay, so I wrote out my variables, check that. Identify the equation. Alright, so it's my broken heart equation, or density is equal to mass over volume. So write it again. Mass over volume. Check, did it. And now I'm going to solve it. So I have to plug these things into my main equation. So density, this time I know it, is 8.95 grams per milliliter is equal to mass, 5,000 grams, over volume. And I don't know volume, so I'm just going to leave it as V for volume. So now you have to solve for the variable. And you can do this, how I learned how to solve for these types of equations is butterfly style. So I'm going to multiply this wing of the butterfly. So 5,000 times 1 is equal to this wing of my butterfly. You see it's a pretty little butterfly? So 8.95 V. I'm going to leave off my units for now, just so I don't get confused with solving my equation. But I will bring them back at the end. Okay, so 5,000 times 1 is 5,000. And 8.95 times V is just 8.95 times V. And I want to get my variable by itself. That's how I'm going to solve for volume, for V. So I'm going to divide both sides by 8.95. If you know what 5,000 divided by 8.95 is, you are a genius. I don't know that, so I'm going to use my handy dandy calculator. So 5,000 divided by 8.95. That is equal to 558.659218. Okay. Here, I have to remember that the number I found is equal to volume. And when you are finding volume, your units are either going to be milliliters or centimeter cubed, whichever one. So for this one, I'm just gonna say milliliters. You know, just pick one, it's fine. So my answer is 558.659218 milliliters. But now I'm like, whoa. There's way too many decimals. What am I going to do with all this? How do I know what decimal place to stop? So I'm going to find in my problem how many decimal places they gave me. So in this one, they gave me 2 decimal places. And there's only 1, 2, 3 numbers total and 2 decimal places. In this one, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. So that's too many numbers. I want to choose the number that they gave me that has the least number of numbers. So this one again has 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers. That's too much. This one has 1, 2, 3 numbers. That's good. So I can do this 2 ways. Pick a total of 3 numbers. So like my answer can only have 3 numbers. Or my answer can have 2 decimal places. Usually the question will tell you. So in here, they tell me whole hundreds. So 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places. The question will always tell you. Okay, so 2 decimal places. 1 decimal place, 2 decimal place. So I have to round this answer to 2 decimal places. So I'm going to write what doesn't change at all. 0.6, and then my last number is going to be the one that either stays the same or goes up. So I look at the next number, the neighbor next door, and it's a 9. 9 is greater than 5, so this number is going to round up to 6. And now, finally, I have my answer. The volume of the copper that we were talking about is 558.66 milliliters.